which has given probably the first phones to many of us.
Nokia is a Finnish multinational corporation founded on 12th May 1865 as a single paper mill operation. Through the 19th century, the company expanded, branching into several different products. In 1967, the Nokia Corporation was formed. In the late 20th century, the company took advantage of increasing popularity of computer and mobile phones. In 1989, Nokia delivered its first GSM network to the Finnish operator Radio Linja. On 1st July 1991 in Helsinki, the first telephone call on the GSM G2 network was made by the Prime Minister of Finland, Harry Holkeri. In 1992, the first GSM mobile, the Nokia 1011, was made commercially available.
By the mid-1990s, Nokia's supply of mobile telephone could not meet the demand. Changes to the Nokia supply chain were made. Between 1996 and 2001, Nokia's revenue increased from 6.5 billion euros to 31 billion euros. And between 1998 to 2012, Nokia was the world's largest mobile phone manufacturer. At the end of 2007 financial year, Symbian had 62.5% of market share, while Microsoft Windows Phone had 11.9% and BlackBerry has 10.9%. However, at the end of 2008 financial year, Nokia's market share had fallen to 40.8%. The Nokia N96, Nokia 5800 Express Music and Nokia E71 did not compete against the Apple iPhone 3G. On 24 June 2008, Nokia bought the Symbian operating system and in 2009 made it open source. In 2010, the commercial pressure on Nokia increased. Original equipment manufacturers such as Samsung Electronics and Sony Ericsson chose to make Android-based smartphones, not Symbian. At the end of 2010 financial year, Symbian's market share was 32% while Android's was 30%. Stephen Elop, who was previously head of Microsoft's business software division, was appointed as Nokia's new CEO. He was also the first non-Finnish leader of the company. Elop became famous for a speech that he delivered to Nokia's employee in 2011, wherein he compared the company's market position to a man standing on a burning platform. Quite evidently, the company's situation was going from bad to worse. Desperate to come out of the ongoing crisis and better compete with competitors, on 2011, Nokia announced a strategic partnership with software giant Microsoft to make the Windows its primary mobile operating system. On 26 October 2011 at the Nokia World Conference, the first Nokia Windows-based device were launched. After the launch, Nokia's share price fell approximately 14% and Nokia's smartphone sales rapidly decreased. Between 2011 and 13, Nokia's sales of smartphones fell from first in the market to 10th. In the second quarter of 2011 financial year, Nokia made a loss of 368 million euros. In December 2012, Nokia sold its headquarters Nokia House for 170 million euros and then leased the property. On 25th April 2014, Nokia sold its mobile phone business to Microsoft for approximately 3.79 billion euros. 1.65 billion euros was paid by Microsoft for a 10-year license to Nokia's patent. Nokia's mobile phone assets became a part of Microsoft Mobile Phones, based in Finland. The Finnish company's unwillingness to embrace drastic change when it was required the most was probably the biggest reason that brought the mobile giant down. The company took way too long to embrace the smartphone revolution, and when it finally did, it made way too many errors in its strategies. First, Nokia tried to compete by simply adding touch to the legacy Symbian, a patch that failed to deliver the fluid experience of its rival at the time. Second, switch to Windows Phone was announced way before there was actual hardware ready, a move that Elop hoped will boost developer interest but ended up mostly killing Symbian sales 7 months before Nokia had an alternative to offer. Two mistakes of that magnitude combined with the great delay in jumping to touchscreen were enough to cause the company's dominant position in the quickly moving market. Stephen Elop became Nokia's chief executive in 2010. He faced significant criticism for his handling of Nokia, including that he was a Trojan horse placed at a helm in charge of Nokia to bring it into a purchasable position for Microsoft. Nokia's annual revenue, profits and share price fell dramatically during Elop's reign, and he was instrumental in the company's decision to ditch its long-held Symbian software for Microsoft Windows Phone. Elop was then the driving force behind negotiations to sell Nokia's struggling mobile phone business to Microsoft, which resulted in his move to be the head of Microsoft's new device unit that includes the acquired Nokia business renamed as Microsoft Mobiles. Nothing is permanent in this temporary world. However, that doesn't take away the fact that Nokia remains a huge part of mobile history that will never be forgotten. Nokia seemingly left the competitive smartphone marketplace. The giant was dead. But did it really die? Microsoft Mobile announced the sale of its feature phone business to a new Finnish startup called HMD Global.
Nokia rose like a phoenix from the ashes with the help of its retired partners. HMD Global launched a series of Android-based smartphones and a feature remarkable legendary, the Nokia 3310, or popularly known as Nokia 3310. On 13 February 2018, London-based research firm Brand Finance was out with its Global 500 list, ranking the world's most valuable brands. Among Nordic companies, Nokia was this year's big riser, with a neat 70.8% increase in the brand value. The Finnish network operator jumped from 35th position to 188th position in the ranking.
Team Illustrator sends Nokia all the best wishes and hope that it will work to acquire the market again. Shout out to Sukumar Padi who perfectly answered the question asked in the previous video. The Hubble Space Telescope, which was named after the scientist Edwin Hubble, is the most powerful space telescope in the world.